you ever been asked a simple question like, "What's your daily routine?" and suddenly your mind goes blank? Don't worry, you're not alone. In today's conversation, we're going to help you speak clearly and confidently about your everyday life using natural, real English expressions that native speakers actually use. I'm Anna.
And I'm Leo. Talking about your daily routine is something you can use almost every day, at work, in class, or when meeting new people. We'll keep it simple, practical, and easy to follow. All right, let's get into it.
All right, Leo. I'll start by talking about my daily routine, and I'll try to keep it natural, like a real conversation.
Sounds good. I'm listening.
So, on a typical weekday, I usually wake up around 6:30 in the morning. I don't use a very loud alarm because I prefer waking up gently. I've noticed that starting my day calmly really affects my mood in a positive way.
That makes sense. Do you get up right away or do you stay in bed for a few minutes?
Good question. I used to stay in bed and check my phone, but I realized it made me feel rushed later. So now I try to get up almost immediately. I open the curtains, let some natural light in, and take a few deep breaths to fully wake up.
I like that. It sounds intentional, not rushed.
Exactly. After that, I go straight to the kitchen and make a cup of coffee. That's honestly one of my favorite moments of the day. While the coffee is brewing, I usually prepare a simple breakfast, something like toast with eggs or yogurt with fruit.
Do you eat while doing something else, like watching something or reading?
Sometimes, if I have time, I like to sit down and eat without distractions, but on busier mornings, I might check emails or quickly look at my schedule for the day.
Right, kind of preparing mentally for what's coming.
Exactly. Then around 7:30, I start getting ready for work. I take a shower, get dressed, and try to keep everything organized so I don't feel stressed.
Do you choose your clothes the night before or in the morning?
I usually decide in the morning, but I keep my options simple. That way, I don't waste time thinking too much about it.
That's smart.
By 8:15, I'm ready to leave. I either walk or drive to work, depending on how I'm feeling and the weather. If I walk, I actually enjoy it. It helps me clear my mind before the day begins.
That's a great habit. So what happens once you arrive at work?
I usually start by reviewing my tasks for the day. I like to prioritize. This means deciding what's most important and doing that first. It's a useful word, prioritize.
Right, prioritize. Focus on what matters first.
Exactly. Then I begin working on my projects. My mornings are usually the most productive time, so I try to do my most important work then.
Do you take breaks during the morning?
Yes, I do. Around 10:30, I usually take a short break, maybe 10 minutes. I might stretch, grab a snack, or just step away from my desk.
That's important. It helps you stay focused longer.
Definitely. Then I continue working until lunchtime, which is usually around 12:30.
What do you usually eat for lunch?
I either bring something from home or pick up something nearby. I try to eat something balanced, but I also like to enjoy my food. Sometimes I eat with colleagues, and sometimes I prefer a quiet lunch by myself.
I see. So it depends on your mood.
Exactly. After lunch, I go back to work, but I notice my energy is a bit lower in the afternoon, so I try to do tasks that don't require as much concentration.
That's interesting. I feel the same way in the afternoon.
Yes, it's very common. Then I usually finish work around 5:30. Once I'm done, I like to disconnect from work mentally.
How do you do that?
Sometimes I go for a walk, listen to music, or just spend some time doing something relaxing. It helps me transition from work to personal time.
That transition is really important.
Exactly. In the evening, I usually cook dinner. I enjoy cooking. It helps me unwind. Then I eat, maybe watch a show or read a book.
Sounds peaceful.
It is. Around 9:30 or 10, I start getting ready for bed. I try not to use my phone too much before sleeping because it affects my sleep quality.
That's a good habit.
Yes, and I usually go to bed around 10:30. That's my typical weekday routine.
That was really clear and natural. Thanks for sharing that. All right, now it's my turn. But first, if you're enjoying this conversation, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the English Talk channel. So my routine is a bit different, but also pretty typical.
I'm curious. Go ahead.
So I usually wake up a little later than you, around 7:30. I'm not naturally a morning person, so I need a bit more time to fully wake up.
I understand. Do you use an alarm?
Yes, and I'll be honest, I sometimes hit the snooze button.
Just to clarify, snooze means delaying the alarm for a few more minutes, right?
Exactly. That's a very common expression. When you hit snooze, you give yourself a few extra minutes before getting up.
Got it. That's useful.
After I finally get up, I head straight to the kitchen. I don't spend much time in bed because I know I'll feel rushed later if I do.
That makes sense.
I usually start with a big glass of water, then make coffee. Breakfast is simple, maybe cereal, a smoothie, or something quick.
Do you ever skip breakfast?
Sometimes, especially if I'm in a hurry, but I try not to because I notice I have less energy during the day if I skip it.
Right, that's common.
After breakfast, I get ready for the day. I keep my routine pretty fast. Shower, get dressed, and I'm out the door.
What time do you usually leave?
Around 8:30. I commute to work, and it takes about 30 minutes.
Do you drive or use public transportation?
I usually drive, but sometimes I take public transportation if traffic is bad.
That's practical.
When I arrive at work, I like to ease into the day. I check emails, respond to messages, and organize my tasks.
So you don't jump straight into heavy work.
Not usually. I need a bit of time to get into the flow.
That makes sense.
Then I start working on my main tasks. My job involves a lot of communication, so I spend time in meetings and discussions.
Do you enjoy that?
I do. I like interacting with people. It keeps the day interesting.
That's great.
So around midday, I take a lunch break. I often go out to eat or grab something quick.
Do you eat with coworkers?
Sometimes, yes. It's a good way to relax and talk about something other than work.
Right. It helps reset your mind.
Exactly. After lunch, I go back to work, but like you said, my energy drops a bit.
So what do you do?
I focus on lighter tasks, things that don't require deep concentration.
That's a smart strategy.
I usually finish work around 6. After that, I try to do something active, like going to the gym or taking a walk.
That's great for balance.
Yes, it helps me feel better physically and mentally. Then I head home, have dinner, and relax.
What do you usually do to relax?
I might watch a show, listen to music, or spend time with friends. It depends on the day.
Do you have a fixed bedtime?
Not really. I usually go to bed around 11:30 or midnight.
So a bit later than me.
Yes, definitely.
That was really clear too. I think learners can relate to both routines.
I agree. And the key is not perfection. It's being able to describe your day naturally.
And that brings us to the end of today's conversation about daily routines. As you can see, talking about your day doesn't need to be complicated. You just describe what you usually do, step by step, in a clear and natural way.
Exactly. Focus on simple sentences, useful vocabulary, and speaking with confidence. The more you practice, the easier it becomes to talk about your routine in real-life situations.
If this conversation helped you feel more comfortable speaking English, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the English Talk channel.
Keep practicing, stay consistent, and remember, you're improving every single day.
Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you in the next video.
Take care and keep speaking English.